Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer. And this evening I am doing my review from a car in the UK. I apologise, it's a little dark in the car. I've had a lot of travelling the last couple of days. All over the place, in planes and cars and stuff like that. And my family's asleep and I thought, where we are, it's like this is just the easiest thing to do. But anyway, my review. So, very cool. I am doing a review of a very cool independent film by Mr. David Parker, or Mr. Parker. This is his independent anthology. I think 2015. Apologies if that's wrong. This might not be the easiest film to kind of track down, but I've attached Mr. Parker's his YouTube channel down below in the link. So please drop him a message if you want to see it, and I'm sure that he'll hook you up. He's a very nice guy and it's really cool to hook me up with this. So like I said, this is like it's kind of like a micro budget anthology. I think that the budget was very low, a couple of thousand, if that maybe. But it's a lot of fun. I really have to give it that. It's a lot of fun. I haven't kind of noted character names down or anything like that, and but this will have some spoilers in it. This review, but the wraparound, our kind of main character is very cool. He's actually on the front cover. He's the character on there with a couple of the slimy little bastards below him. And he's this very hammy, overacting character, but really cool. He really fits it well. He's very, the over dramaticness. It's kind of very cool, and it kind of like it how it sets up each of the stories. There's this guy that actually comes to his house. You know he's not just he's asking for like a tire iron or something, but you know he's kind of not. He's like casing him out, and he takes his gun in with him and stuff like that. So you know there's a little bit more to it. But we find with like our main character that he's just moved to the area, and he's a collector of strange small creatures, and there's three particular that he has one with him that's kind of he's chatting to along the way. Nibbler, I think his name was. But there's these three jars. I think he's three prized specimens, and these are the three creatures from the stories, the three stories. So the first one we have organic shit is called. We have this kind of very odd, quirky guy in this apartment. Like how he's eating his eggs is a little bit strange, but there's this green shit that comes out of the sink. So we have our maintenance guy, who's another independent film director. Maybe other people have heard this guy, Dustin Mills. So he's a very cool director. I won't talk about him in this video. This is Mr. Parker's video. So anyway, he's really funny when he goes into the apartment to see the guy. And he goes, "Hello, miss," and then looks at his chest. This is the guy's like wearing makeup, and it's like, it's a woman, no, it's a bloke. It's just quite amusing. I like how that happened. And anyway, he's gonna have a look at the sink, and this green shit squirts into his face, and it kills him, this slime, and there's this little creature. And basically, the guy whose flat it is kind of like running around trying to hide from it. He runs outside, runs back in, and he's like trying to find where it all is, and it's gone into his fridge and it's been eating all the stuff, so it's got bigger, and it jumps on him, attacks him, and sprays him with some of the slime, and the guy's like, this tastes really good, and he starts eating him. And then that's kind of it. It's like a really quirky, silly, funny little introduction to kind of like get this anthology going, and it's pretty funny. And that's kind of when we jump into Brainbusters. Now this is oh sorry, sorry, because of me being super tired, I had to just make a few notes on the iPad. So that's what I've done with this one. So I'm kind of not so off the cuff and not like just miss bits with being sleepy. But yeah, sorry. So this is the darker one, and yeah, the woman, she's suffering from depression. So she speaks. She has a psychiatrist that helps her. The psychiatrist is doing some kind of experimentation on. He's doing like a study, and he gives her this strange medication, and it's kind of like all trippy how this one's done. When she takes the meds, it's like something is released, and it kind of it channels her feelings, and someone close to her dies. So it's like this guy she knows, and then her mother, and it's a strange one. Yeah, it's like I said, it's really dark and it's really trippy how it's done. It's pretty cool. Some of like the trippiness and the little slimy bastard thing on this one. It's kind of quite eerie, and like I said, how it's done, it's kind of dark, this one. And then she realizes what's happened, and she tracks the psychiatrist down, and she kind of cracks saying, "I'm all better now," and she's just kind of flipped, and he's dead and everything. And it's a cool one, that one. It's the first one's really funny and silly and just quick. This one, it's like kind of have to like watch what's going on. It's like it's much darker. But then it flicks to my favourite one, which is the Crusties. And this, we actually, Mr. Parker is actually in this one. He's like a construction worker. And I'm not quite sure how he kind of gets it, but he kind of is eating some food and stuff like that, and is on his way home, and he's like busting for a shit basically. And he gets home, and he kind of, just as he's about to go inside, he starts throwing up all this weird gunky stuff and that. But one of his flatmates, he's like one of these gaming, kind of, I'll say gaming geek. It's like a Dungeons and Dragons role playing, and there's like they're all sat in a room, kind of all four of them, all five of them. And it's pretty funny how like like how they are all like bitching and arguing, and just like it's just really funny to watch. It's the script with this is really funny. It's really smooth, and like how it goes, it's really, yeah, it just clicks in really nicely. And like Mr. Parker births these two shit monster things. One's a floating head, kind of rock, and then the other one is like this killer toad, killer frog, which actually reminds me of I don't know if it's a little nod to Space Godzilla. It has like these diamond things on its shoulders, and it's like, oh, Space Godzilla. That's what it reminded me of anyway. But anyway, two of the guys are killed by these two monsters. These like little slimy little bastard creatures. One after the other goes to the toilet, and then the other three, they're kind of gassed by this, like the frog one, and it turns into like this hallucinogenic kind of gas, and it's like the role play game becomes real, and it is really cool how it's done. They're in the middle of the woods, and they're like equating their like gaming levels and like their special running speeds and stuff like that. And it's really funnily done, and I really enjoyed this one. And then like one actually gets away in the end, and he's the one that hired this guy from the wraparound, kind of like a private detective, to find out more like what's gone on. And then that all kind of comes to a head at the end, and it does not end well for the private eye. And that's pretty much a little run through. This runs just over an hour. It's like an hour and 10 minutes or something. But this, like I said, it's micro budget, and it starts off, you really notice at the start, but it doesn't matter. It's just so much fun. And you have this really silly, quirky, funny one that starts it all off, and then it gets quite kind of dark and trippy, and then it goes into the Crusties. And wow, the light's gone off in the car now. This is a really great review I'm doing. Sorry everyone, everything's clicking off. This Crusties one, it's really well, the scripting in it is really good, and it flows really smooth, and it's by far, I like the other two, but this one is such a good one. It's really good fun, And like throughout the whole thing, the music for this, all the cues click in perfectly. The different music chosen fits really well, and this is just a really great anthology. And I'm not just saying that because Mr. Parker was kind enough to send me this like review link. So he didn't even ask me to do it. It was on like I think it's a thread in Unearthed Films, like Phil Stevens or something. And he noticed he had this film in his collection, and then Mr. Parker had like mentioned that anyone wants it, drop him a message. So I did that. And I was like, right, this would be a really cool one to do for body bags. And it's just a lot of fun. It really is. Like, the huge cherry on top is the crusties. This is, I think it's the longest one, and it's so good. I really, really enjoy it. And like I said, I like the other two. I like Organic Shit and Brainbusters, and I really kind of enjoy the wraparound, especially with the main guy who's overacting. Just fits really well. And as a as a complete package, this is cool. It's really great, and you get some cool practical effects as well. Especially like with this having no budget. I mean, you can. It doesn't matter about the budget. It's like the quality of what you get out of it. And at the end of the day, it's a really cool film, and I really recommend it. And like I said, I will drop the link to Mr. Parker's YouTube channel. Anyone else wants to watch this who can't get hold of it, I know there's a DVD floating around, but it's a little trickier, I think, for me to get over here in old Region 2 land of Europe, and it's a little bit easier for my American and Canadian friends, I believe. But drop him a message. This comes with a high recommendation. A lot of fun. So, excellent. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you all next week. Thank you very much. Good night.